told me that before. Hi, everybody, and welcome to New York, New Rock. I'm Ivy. Welcome to our show. We have a great show this evening. We're really honored to have the group Rockapella with us this evening. We have two members from Rockapella, Mr. Sean Altman over there in the middle. Say hi.
Hi.
And we have Mr. Scott Leonard right here to my right.
Hello, how are you?
And also we have a great guest host this evening, my good friend and one of my favorite drummers in New York City, Mr. Jason Spingarn. Yay!
Woo!
Drummer.
Nice. Funky.
Huh? That's why I'm a drummer.
I'm sure some of you already know, most of you out there, about the group Rockapella. They're on every day at what time?
5 o'clock
Channel?
p.m. Channel 13. And any PBS station around the world. We appear daily on Where in the World is Carmen San Diego.
So here they are, live on New York, New Rock. I'd like to start the interview off by asking you a little bit, how would you describe Rockapella? Sean?
Rockapella, well, I think the word says it all, Ivy, and that's, it's rock music, well, really more like rock R&B music, a cappella. And we do most of our own material. And that's how the group started. We started out because basically I had a very bad back, and I didn't want to lift any heavy equipment anymore. So this was the solution. We traveled really light, and it's just
now
five
we
of
can afford
us.
to have a guy that actually carries anything we might have to
And that's a
carry
good
ourselves.
I
thing.
haven't carried a thing in weeks.
Yeah.
Sure.
In fact, we carry
It's like
him.
a little disease
He's the big
occasionally.
guy, you know. He's the head cheese. He's the dreamboat, the man.
You started, how many years ago did you start the group? And did you always do a cappella music? Or what you know,
Yeah,
kind of inspired you to do it? Were you
it's been about 8 years now. You know, we started out doing it really casually, singing on the street, and then we started doing some local TV shows. Our first big break was when we did a TV special with Spike Lee on PBS. That was in 1989. Yeah.
And what was the name of that special?
Spike and Company Do It Rockapella. And that was our first international
And they'd heard
exposure.
about you, and they contacted your management?
And that was our first break. And from there, we were invited to be on Where in the World is Carmen San Diego. And you know, we've been making records now for about 3 years.
How did you all meet? How did you get the group? How many band members are there at the, group members?
You can call us a band. You
Okay.
can call us a band,
You
Ken.
guys aren't a band. You don't play instruments.
How many are you?
We're five. We're five. There's four of us who actually sing, and one guy he does almost exclusively mouth drumming, vocal percussion.
He is amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. What's
His
his
name
name?
is Jeff Thatcher, otherwise known as Crazy Lips, but I just call him Hot Lips. Well, that's a separate thing.
So can you just give me the names of everybody in the group and you know what they sing?
Sure.
Just quickly.
I'm Sean, and I
Sean.
sing the second to the highest part, and Scott sings the highest part. Scott and I do you know, we share the lead vocal duties of the group, and then there's Elliot, who kind of fills in the spaces. Yeah, and then there's Barry, who's the bass singer. He really plays.
Barry's, yeah.
His role in the group is really as the same as like the bass guitar in a band, and he's singing bass lines. And then there's Jeff, who's the drummer. So actually, format-wise, it's very similar to a band.
These guys are amazing. If anyone out there has not seen them, you must go see this band because they're truly amazing performers and amazing singers. I mean, Scott, has a range that goes like beyond. The singing is just amazing in the band. Did you study voice your whole life, or go to school for music?
I did. I have a voice degree from the University of Tampa in Florida. I went and studied voice and music, and I'm glad I did because even though I don't really sing now like I did when I was studying, I think you learn how to do it correctly, you know, not because if I had to constantly sing the notes that I have to sing, I think I'd be pretty ragged by now if I didn't do it at least the right way. And I think Barry, the bass, he went to Juilliard for voice, and Sean, he has a political science degree.
That really helps for your part.
Definitely,
Because I think
definitely.
If you didn't have that degree, you'd sing just differently.
Yeah, in
Right.
fact, let me get that degree. I think I've got it in the
Might
other
sing
room. I'll
in the
show it to you guys.
yeah, like-
It's very impressive.
You're all incredible singers and performers. I mean, every one of you has an incredible sense of humor and just you could just give so much to your audience. Really
You also-
enjoy.
And you know, and they give us so little back. It's a one-way street with us.
Yes, Jason.
You're gonna cut me off like that every time I try to speak?
Why?
Sorry, Jason.
Why do you give things out at your concerts? I know the last couple of times I've seen you give
Like-
pizzas,
Yeah.
ice cream sandwiches. So when she says you're really giving to your audience, I mean you literally,
Literally.
give things.
How
to-
giving
Well,
are you?
Insecure. We're a very insecure band. We need, every little thing we can get. We're not quite sure that the talent will get us there. So,
Oh,
if a pizza
please.
or a Tootsie Pop will do it, it's not
Hey,
that
right.
big of an expense for a big PBS band.
It's bribery. It's
I
bribery.
don't think you guys have to worry. I mean, they are standing outside for miles, trying to get in, and you've got every, a cappella group, in the 5 boroughs out there singing. It's just, it's a real movement here.
Yeah, they're all swimming in our wake, though. Those groups. It's Leech is
Yeah.
Leech is, basically suckling the rockapella tit. Can I say
Nice,
that?
nice, very nice.
It's
They're not
cable. We can say whatever the hell we want.
they're real
Yes.
fans of yours. They may not like you for that. Oh.
Well, it's just the way, actually, I can say that because when we were starting out, we used to go see our favorite a cappella groups, the Persuasions from Brooklyn, and we used to sing outside of their concerts. And
You
so,
did that? Oh.
I know, can you believe that we actually did that? So now I appreciate when other groups, respect us that way and
Yeah, I
pay
think
us
it's the ultimate compliment.
pay us
I mean,
homage, pretty much like
Yeah.
like our underlings.
Serfs that they be.
Yeah, did you guys come from musical families? Was this in your family?
I was
music?
in the Osmonds. Yeah,
That's right, you were.
I was
you
in
were,
the Jacksons.
Sure.
Yeah.
You were the mother, right? Right.
Yeah, I played the Shirley Partridge role
Sure.
on the. I don't know if you ever saw that show that I was on.
My mother had a children's television show in Indianapolis, and Shirley Jones was on her show.
She was.
She had the same office as David Letterman. I'm not kidding.
incredible.
That must mean a lot to you, being a up and coming talk show host that you are.
Well, I have a lot of actors in my family.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
I'm the first person into music.
Really?
Yeah.
What kind of acting?
Let's see. I have a great uncle that was like in 1,000 Clowns and did a lot of
Really?
Broadway, and
Oh.
we don't want a Hatful of Rain on Broadway.
Wow.
But we don't want to talk about me. We're talking about rockapella here. So,
Okay.
were you guys in other bands before you started doing acapella
Before
music?
before I was in rockapella, I lived in Japan and sang at Tokyo.
That would be the Japan connection, maybe. Yes.
That would be it. Yeah. I did do some recording. I mean, I did a solo record over there and whatnot. But basically, I was over there to perform at Tokyo Disneyland with a rock band of Japanese guys, and in Tomorrowland. And so that's really the only other. Before that, I did a lot of theater and stuff like that. College. But no, I was in Disneyland singing with a rock band, singing like.
How'd you like Japan? How do you like it?
Oh, I love it. I
Because
really.
I know you guys go there a lot.
Yeah, we do. It's a lot of fun, and all the guys really have gotten into it, and it's a fascinating place.
Speaking any Japanese now?
はい、ちょっと難しいでも大丈夫。
Very good.
I don't know.
Very good.
Thank you.
You're very good.
Thank you.
You're a
And you talk-
wonderful speaker.
you talked a little
I
bit
got
about-
for that.
Yes.
But I want to get to Japan a little further along in our interview. You talked about you write your own stuff, and I basically only have one album, which I loved.
Which
Vocal
one do you
Pop,
like?
right? Vocal Beat. Vocal Beat. I'm
right,
sorry.
Yes.
That's a good
But you have Vocal Beat.
Pop.
That'll be the next one. You have a couple Vocal Beats, yes? No?
Well, there's 5 albums that we had in Japan.
Okay,
and
tell us.
Vocal Beats number 4. Yeah, it's a strange collection of records. The first record that we did in Japan is our arrangements in English of Japanese famous pop songs. And Japanese pop songs are kind of like the way American pop songs from like 20 years ago. They're kind of, everything's like a little bit behind over there musically.
Give me some of the lyrics.
so
Do
if-
you remember any of the lyrics?
Oh,
the
well-
really good ones?
That'd be a good one.
Let's see.
Come on.
Funky monkey.
Baby, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Come what my funky monkey baby. He's got a thing for you. Like a. Oh jeez.
So, like some of them are direct translations and some of them are actually re-lyriced. And it's almost the equivalent of like if a Japanese group took Yesterday, Material Girl, and a Frankie Goes to Hollywood song and like a Nirvana tune, like big hits of like a generation, and and had them re-lyric in Japanese and sang them in Japanese. It's kind of strange. That album did really well there, though. That was
the first one.
Yeah, that was the record
Okay, no,
company's idea to. That was the way to break the rockapella sound to the Japanese market. And then after that, all the other records have been mostly our own material.
That's great. And you have like major fanage in Japan.
We're huge. We're
You
huge
are.
there.
You're huge there. What's that like?
enormous.
That's great.
You guys in Japan are like Jerry Lewis in France.
That's it.
Definitely.
That's right. In fact, we're going to be appearing in Damn Yankees.
Yes.
With Jerry Lewis
With the old
in the
Jerry.
Lola role.
Is it good when your left ass cheek falls asleep?
It's really good. So you
can say
want me to-
ass.
I can.
And they all
That's
say-
cable. We can do whatever we want,
Okay.
pretty much.
Okay.
Tell me about Carmen San Diego. Where in the heck? And wait a minute. There's a funny story about somebody in the parking lot coming up to you and asking you
I
something.
think you were Barney.
Oh yeah,
Barney story.
Carmen. Yeah, the woman
Oh,
who came
wasn't
up
it? We're in
to
the-
us and
we're in
said she was drunk. She said, I know you guys. I know you. You're on that show. Where in the hell is whatever? And I said, no, you're mistaken, man. We're on Where in the hell is whatever? The Next Generation.
Oh.
Perfect.
But it's a kids show essentially, but it has.
And it was originally a video game.
Yeah, it was a computer game, and there's a lot of spin-offs. In fact, now there's a cartoon, and it's a game show on Channel 13 every day at 5 o'clock, and on every PBS affiliate around the country at about 5 o'clock. But
So you get recognized a lot on the street. And mistaken for Barney.
yeah, well,
That's me.
That's you?
I had to do a whole purple thing, on the show. I don't know why. I guess it was some sort of tie-up for the younger kids. But the braids, I think, are the main thing that get us really recognized. When I go somewhere, no people don't really recognize me. But when anybody's walking with Sean, it's like a magnet.
Especially from the back.
It's those braids.
Benny's got a nice butt.
Well, he does.
Oh,
I've got
let's see your
a
butt.
tuchus to beat
Let's
the band.
see this tuchus.
There it is.
Oh, it's a very nice one. Girls, you see that?
Thank you very much.
Women of
Thank
Manhattan,
you. This
call
butt is-
Sean
this
at
butt
box
is available
number.
for whipping and other forms of erotic pleasure. Thank you.
He's available, in other words. Okay. You originally did not have, I'm skipping around, but who cares? You did not have a vocal percussionist at first. And when did you decide to, and how did that come about?
I think we saw another group that did it, and we ripped it off the idea from them, basically.
What's your percussionist's name again?
Jeff.
Jeff. And how did you find Jeff?
From an ad in the newspaper. That's how they found me. That's how they found Barry.
Which newspaper?
Mine was Backstage, like the Performing Arts, weekly, and Jeff's was, I don't know what Jeff's was.
It was the Contemporary Acapella newsletter. It's a national newsletter that goes out to the acapella community, which isn't that big, but very tight knit.
Pretty organized.
It
Yeah.
is amazing.
Little,
You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
It's funny how many acapella enthusiasts
Yeah.
there
Great.
be.
Now, Do It Rockapella. How did that catchphrase begin? And because you use it a lot on stage, and
Right, yeah.
it's kind of
It's
your.
from the TV show. We right before we sing the theme song of the TV show every day, the entire studio audience of Carmen San Diego points to the camera and yells, "Do It Rockapella." So, it's definitely as catchy as
catching on,
as 23 Skidoo or any of those other
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Car 54, where
Yeah.
are you?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Then there was
So that's how it came
Breaker
about
one.
from the show.
just sit right back and you'll hear a tale.
It's big. It's big. It's
No, but last night this
Or
girl.
Danger Will Robinson.
That's it. And last night we did a show in Monroe, but the burgeoning metropolis that it is, and Sean often has the audience yell out some other verb. Then we're so tired of hearing "do it rockapella." He says, "Let's use another verb like fry it rockapella, smack it rockapella." So last night he called out
With it.
with the rock.
something like
That'd
that.
be
Yeah.
good.
And a fine young woman yelled out yesterday, "Do me rockapella."
Oh,
Extremely
baby.
loud.
Yeah,
so-
but jailbait, so we couldn't.
And
we
after
couldn't.
that-
Jailbait. Oh,
Yeah.
After
God.
that, it was
She was
melee.
6 years old.
Oh, my God. Let's talk about your fanage. You've got major fanage here.
Yeah.
You know,
It seems to
no.
run like from kids to
Exactly.
To their-
20s, 30s,
to their little
adults.
sisters. Oh,
to-
yeah.
Yes.
Well,
You cover a
Carmen San
wide
Diego-
range.
The audience of the TV
Newborns.
show is like young
Fetuses.
young teens, right? But we'll. I mean, if we walk into a hospital, we walk by like the maternity ward. Those babies are screaming for us.
Plus,
Well, you gotta love them young. I mean,
Yeah, that,
But you do have a wide range. Your
Yeah,
audiences.
and because we've done a lot of TV appearances, we've been on the Tonight Show. We've done TV specials with Spike Lee and Whoopi Goldberg. So we have a big adult following, and when we do concerts, our audience is almost all adults. But we're on a kids TV show every day, so there are those little teeny boppers. But last night they were kept screaming out "We love you, Scott" every in like the middle of the most tender ballad. The audience is hushed, and you hear like 3 little girls go, "We love you, Scott!"
Wetting their pants. Ooh.
really?
Scott, go for it.
Actually, I wet my pants.
Zombie Jamboree. Hello. Is that like your theme song? Would that be, or would that be
Not
one of the
anymore.
songs you're
Not
best
anymore.
known for? Not
It
anymore.
used to be when they did Spike and Company Do It Acapella. I think that was the song that everybody really remembered from the show, and so after that show came on, it was like always that was the signature song. But then it became, as soon as we did the TV show, it was Where in the World is Carmen San Diego? That's kind of the theme song. But now we're trying to bust that on our own, and have our own sound, which is more kind of soulful and R&B, and kind of doing our own originals. So
Who does most of the writing for the band?
mostly Sean and I do most of the writing, but Elliot and Barry write as well. But Sean and I write the bulk of the material, and we're starting to write together now too. So hopefully there'll be some new kind of nice sound that comes out of that.
That's great.
Yeah.
Now, you've done a lot of recording. You have 5 albums to date, yes, on New Life Records. And
For life.
For Life Records.
I'm really doing well here. I'm batting 100 for life. That's because I don't want to. I better look at my notes more often. I'm sorry. For Life. That's a magazine, New
On
Life magazine.
New Skin Records.
Yeah. On For Life Records. Do you have, wait,
was that?
Is that right?
I was just
For
I was
life,
trying to
new
think
skin,
of something gross.
Foreskin Records. Come on. No,
That's
we
the thing. We
have.
can call it whatever we want over here.
We're on a different
as long
time
as Rec-
slot now. We have to be clean.
As long as Red
cleaner.
Carpet doesn't find out, we're okay.
I'll just edit that, Wolf.
That's funny because
Please.
I like Foreskin Records. I like that.
if this is on at 5 o'clock, it's really funny because some people are watching us on Channel 13 acting very nice for younger kids, and now they hear us say foreskin on this channel. I like that.
It's a good thing you didn't say like.
Wait,
Fire
Come
Tape.
on, you're
A
gonna
lot
blow
of
your
young-
image, your good, clean, squeaky image.
A lot of young kids have foreskins, I found. So I don't think there's any problem.
A lot of them.
And as long as they clean around it correctly, there's no problem.
And even if they're like they don't have foreskins, they used to have.
That's
foreskins.
controversial.
It's still, so it still sort of applies.
Oh my God! Let's get back to the recording process and the songwriting process. I'm here to clean this up.
Okay.
I just want you to know that's
Okay.
that's my role. I'm gonna keep things moving. I'm the queen of clean.
Queen
and my
of
friends
clean,
that
I
know
like
me
that.
know that.
Okay.
You record at Electric Lady Studios downtown normally.
So we did the last
We
record.
did the last one there, yeah. I like that a lot.
It's 48 tracks of vocals.
Yes.
Awesome.
My goodness. Want to elaborate?
Yes, we run the gamut. Sometimes we'll do something live where it's actually just 4 or 5 track, just us doing it live. But then there's a lot of songs where there's a lot of production, a lot of little ear candy, as Sean likes to call it, and tracks of rhythm, a lot of rhythm, a lot of shouting, a lot of party tracks, there's a lot of stuff that goes on we can't talk about. I mean, but 48 tracks, there's definitely something on each one. We often fill it all up.
Just amazing.
And we often have to bounce them.
There's the
I
back.
know.
No way.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Satan.
You know, you're really a rock and roller when you're doing 48 tracks and you're bouncing stuff down to make room.
That's right.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And it doesn't sound. I mean, it sounds nice and clean. You wouldn't know there were that many tracks.
Yeah.
I guess often all 48 tracks aren't happening all at once. There's something. It's just a luxury to have that many tracks.
And how do you separate the drums? You get like
Oh,
a
right, yeah.
bass kick on. I was just kidding.
Well, sometimes.
They actually do that. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Does he really?
Yeah, in fact, when Jeff records, we'll mic his mouth, and we'll also mic his throat because there's a different resonance. So there's like an extra bottom on his throat, and it'll
That's
so
incredible.
he's got like 2 things going.
There's
at
one of
the
our
same-
secrets.
He's got a special like
Ooh, I know,
stick
really.
on mic. What is a little patch on mic there?
You're thinking about
That's
something.
incredible.
Hiya. But what we use a lot now is loops with him, or with a vocal cushion loops where you just kind of, like
do that like that long, and then you just keep looping it, and then do weird things to it, and add different loops along with that. So
That's
there can be
incredible.
most of the bulk of the tracks is taken up with percussion stuff usually, I think.
Where does one go to school to learn how to do that? Vocal percussion.
I don't know. He said
Incredible.
he learned doing it, just making noises for his sound effects for his toys. You know, he's always in that kind of thing. He does a lot of really realistic sound effects.
Yeah.
Too, just
He is incredible. He sounds like
Yeah,
a drum
he-
machine. It's
he does.
really
Yeah, well, the first
mind
time
blowing.
we saw them, you asked me you thought it was a drummer. I'm like, it's not a drummer.
I
It's
did.
the
I
guy
had
on
no
Atticus."
idea. I thought there was some tape
a lot of
stuff
people
going
think
on.
that.
It was that. It's that incredible.
Especially when he's mic'd up. I mean, he does those things ambiently sound one way, but when they're mic'd up, because it's the sound of the
Right.
air hitting against the microphone that makes this like an explosive sound.
Pretty
Yeah.
wild. Well, you have so many fans out there. Now, how would your fans, at the end of the show, I want you to tell our fans, which are your fans, how to get copies of your albums. Because I think that's going to be an important thing, so remind me if I
Tricky.
don't. It's a little tricky?
Well,
Is it?
because there's 5 albums out in Japan, and in Japan they cost $30 to buy. So to import them, they cost like $36. And our true fans, and they're we have a big fan club, and of course all of our fans around the country have those records, but they're tough to get. In America, the only record that we appear a lot on is the Where in the World is Carmen San Diego album. We've got 6 cuts on that, but we hope that.
So would that be their best bet if they don't
That's
have
easy.
the money?
That's easy. You can get that. You can get that, and that's got the Carmen San Diego theme song and some other stuff. But the true rockapella
Why
sound of.
don't you just tell them now while we're on it so we don't forget? If
How to
they
get
do,
them?
Yeah. If they want to get copies
Let's
of
see.
the
Yeah,
album.
there's a little address. One mail order place that's very reputable. There's a little place in Seattle called Sound City 2000, and their phone number is 503. That's 503-654 2196. That's 503-654-2196. Do it now. Do it for love. Do it for lust. We'll
Thank
do
you,
it
Sean.
upright.
Thank you very
we'll
much.
Do it all
Moving
night.
right along.
Oh, is that not this channel?
Thanks.
Oh, sorry.
See, Sean really wants us to be Channel J. He's like, yeah, this is like Channel J, right? We can do Baby Let Me Bang My
I'm
Box.
just waiting for such. Yeah, I mean, I was thinking if Rockapella ever wants to break out.
I know it's a little boring.
break out of
I'm
that
wearing
kids
too
market.
much, aren't I? I should have been wearing like nothing under this gauzy thing. I'm sorry to disappoint you. I really am.
Acapella
We can take our
version of
clothes off
Baby-
at the end.
All right.
No complaints from. No. To what do you attribute your great popularity? I mean, there have been many acapella groups, but you guys have really broken through big time.
TV helps.
Originally I think the arrangements, Sean, along with I think David Yazbek and Billy Strauss to a certain extent, they and mostly Sean though started an arrangement style that was really different than most acapella groups, kind of like the street corner with the oohs and the shooby doo. It's all real stereotypically doo-wop, but his approach and their approach was a lot different, and I think it takes a good bunch of singers to pull it off, and
Different how? Scott, can you describe?
I think the backups, the way the backups, the bass and the lead, and now the drums all work together, there's a lot more going on than in the typical doo-wop. I mean, your backups are, you could probably just enjoy listening to just the backup tracks because they're a work of art in themselves. The bass line always all works really well together, but it's a different sound because it's original. It's not typical of what you would expect to hear, I think. And it catches your ear, and I think there's a lot going on there. I think the arrangement style, it was originally the thing, but I think also there's a lot of factors. I mean, it's a weird looking group of guys. I mean, you got huge Barry with this voice that no one's got. It's the lowest voice you've ever heard. And then I have a strangely high voice that people are like. So you've got, and that's really interesting. And then you've got Sean with an interesting look and a voice like that, and Elliot's like this mild-mannered. There's four very distinct personalities there always has been. I think that's been attractive.
You're all incredibly strong performers. Actors, comics even. I mean, I really feel that if you just went out there and did stand-up, people would love you too. I mean, because you have that charisma.
Thank you.
So,
Thanks.
you're welcome.
But people do enjoy the between-song banter. In fact, a lot of people tell us, do more of that. Do more of that funny
Right.
stuff.
And you're not just singing. It's like every song is a skit. Kind of like a little world within itself.
Right. In fact, we're considering some mime.
for our next
Silence. Silence.
One
Yeah.
thing that it's funny we talk about the comedy stuff because we're singers, we're musicians, but we do love to perform and we like to talk to the audience too. And this was noticed by the TV audience, and now actually we're working with a production company on a rockapella based musical sitcom.
Oh wow,
Like
that sounds great.
yeah, the sensibility is like Hard Day's Night meets Seinfeld. A lot of music based on us, based on a young.
Based on your lives?
But yeah, we'd be playing ourselves,
And then you break into song?
young a cappella group on the road to success.
That sounds fabulous.
Occasionally getting there, occasionally failing miserably.
Can we come on as guests? You know, the
Sure.
wacky friends,
This
sort
might be a
of.
good episode. Yeah. Sure, I'll be the crazy
Can you-
upstairs neighbor.
We'd have to kill someone. Jason would kill somebody.
Sure.
That- that
eventually,
sets
sure.
up the
That's how
whole
we would, like,
thing.
X out, like get rid of my character eventually when I'm ready to move on to new things.
When you spin off.
Sure, exactly.
And I'll be the
Get my
character
own-
that comes in every day and says, oh, you know, like there's this certain bar you can get free, like, hors d'oeuvres, you know,
Free?
during, supplement your, anyway. Sean, your braids. Let's talk about your braids.
Let's talk about these braids.
What about these braids here?
Yeah, people are telling me I
They're
should
your
cut these things
trademark,
off.
you know?
This
I
is
don't know.
my feeling about these braids is that even when I'm off duty, even when I'm just out, when I'm not working, my braids are always working for me. It's like they're
They're
always
working overtime.
they're always
Good
saying,
point.
"Look at me, look at me, look at me." It started out just as kind of like a lark, and now I enjoy getting recognized. You know, it's kind of it's fun.
Especially
it's
in
fun
bars
to,
by
it's fun
cute,
to have a
cute
wacky.
girls, right?
Yeah, well, that's a nice thing. Being a single bachelor and available.
Did you hear that? Yeah, we've mentioned that a couple times, Sean. You've mentioned
Available, and I make a good living too. I make a fine living. I'll support you, baby. I'll take good care of you.
that. And let's talk about your
fun,
perversions now.
It's
Let's
just
scare them
fashion.
away.
It's just fashion. You know, when I cut this off, I'll do something else. Shave my head.
It
you
might
know.
be like you might lose something. It might be like Samson losing
I know.
strength. I don't know. You should think about that before you do that. Any advice to our aspiring? This is sort of quasi-educational because we're on at 5 o'clock on Fridays. Advice to any aspiring, singers, a cappella groups out there, Scott?
Well, for singers wise, I would encourage you to study voice. It really has helped me. I mean, and play the piano. Like when you're young, you know. I regret not being able to play the piano better. I mean, I do play and I accompany myself, but I wish I could really play, you know. And that would help me so much in writing as well if I could play the piano better, because I'm limited sometimes by what my fingers can do on the piano. But for singers, the most important thing I think is to learn how to do it right. I would say.
What about vocal care? Because you are such a, and I'm really, very interested in this. I mean, if somebody's just, especially with a group of 4 people singing all at once,
Right.
if somebody's slightly off pitch, I mean, to totally wax everybody out, or I'm sure it happens.
Yeah.
It can't always be
Yes, it
perfect.
happens.
Yeah.
We'll go backstage if someone has had a bad day singing. We'll kick the crap out of that guy. We don't let him forget that.
Nice guy. Sean, I don't know, you might lose some of your younger audience. They're like, yeah, I thought he was a nice guy before I saw him on this
God.
cable show,
I think
Well, we take care of ourselves. Everybody in the group is somewhat of a workout fanatic, and the problem is if one guy is sick, has a cold, that's tough. We did a show yesterday, and 2 of us were getting over colds, and it was a little bit tricky sometimes in the show there.
Yeah, like
But-
with,
Well, I just want to say one word. Geritol. I mean, I think.
one word, Geritol.
Oh God! And you
That's
actually,
that's
asked
what
about
gets you through the day, right?
That's right.
if we have any words for aspiring vocal groups that aspire to do what we do, just give it up. I mean, first of all, the chances of you
First
ever
of all,
get,
they're already doing it.
yeah, if the chances of you ever getting good enough to where you can make a good living are really slim. And the fact is, we
very
just don't, we
encouraging.
don't want or need the competition. Do something else. This is our thing. This is our puppy. This is our baby. We've worked for this. We don't want you around.
Don't rip it off.
I don't know. These are your fans you're
No,
talking
no.
to here, Sean. I don't know.
We've worked really hard to do this. This is a lot of fun. If you could do this, if you could make a living at music, then power to you. And actually, we really admire groups and are flattered when groups emulate our sound because we did that to other
Oh
groups
man!
too. So.
One time in
I
Japan,
was
well,
kidding
not
that
more
whole
than
time.
one time.
They're really, really loyal in Japan.
Oh my God!
fans.
And they
Yeah.
learn the arrangements to the letter. I mean, and they will, and they'll sing for us after the show. You know, we have this one group in Nagoya, Japan, of 4 girls that do zombie jamboree every time we're there, and they sing exactly the parts. There's a girl that does bass, you know, like in her register.
Oh my
And
God.
it's fun. And then there's these guys in Osaka, I think, and the name of their group is Chicken
Garlic steak.
Garlic Steak.
Yes.
And they do a bunch of our songs exact. And there's a little guy that has a really high voice. He'll come out and sing exactly every lick that I do on the record. You know, it's like, and it's really funny, but it's really touching. You know, it's really funny to think, you know, wow, you know, we just did that in the studio one day, never thought about it, and I hear these people are just like living by it. You know?
It's hard work picking all the different parts off the record.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
incredible. Very loyal. How many times a year do you go over to Japan?
Last year we went 3 times, sometimes twice, sometimes I think this year will just be one.
Yeah.
Did you tour the whole country? Do the whole country? And
We do
much.
the major cities.
Yeah.
We've been there about 7 times now over the last 3 years.
have you toured anywhere else? Any other countries or?
Canada.
Been to Canada. Yeah, we've never. This group's never been to Europe.
No, we've never
Well,
been.
yeah, never been to Europe, and our first national tour of America is gonna be in the fall. You know, we've played in almost every major city in the country, but it's always been, you know, one day here, one day there. But actually, we're gonna go out on the road and hit
For
a lot
how
of
long,
places.
Sean?
It's gonna be a total of about on and off for about 2 or 3 months. It's about 40 dates.
That's great.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it?
Yeah, very much.
Oh,
That's
the van
great.
will be nice.
God.
Vans. Oh boy. Vans with 7 guys.
Nice.
Nice.
7 sweaty men.
In fact, I had a little taste of what it's going to be like to be on the road. Yesterday, we were in you know, outside of Detroit, and in that few hours between before we had to go to sound check, there's like nothing to do but go to Kmart.
Kmart's great.
So we spent $75 at Kmart, and I have a feeling that I'm going to be spending a lot of time at Kmart and Walmart
Kmart.
around the country.
And eating at Denny's a lot.
Yep. Oh yeah.
You guys, you run a lot, right, Scott?
Yeah,
Stay in shape and.
Yeah, everybody works out oddly enough. I mean, I've always been kind of definitely a fanatic. I mean, I'm addicted or something to fitness, so I'm really into it. But Sean, he's a meister, and Elliot, Elliot works. Barry works. Jeff does not work. He eats all the time, but the guy doesn't gain a pound. I mean, it's perfect.
Metabolism.
He's a young guy.
Mm.
He's like, I don't know, 12.
Yeah.
13.
12 this year.
But yeah, we all work out heavily.
Let me ask you a little bit about benefits. Have you done any benefits or any particular groups or causes that you guys support? You know.
Yeah, we did the AIDS dance-a-thon a couple of years ago.
We did
And,
benefit once, yeah.
We've done a bunch of
don't
things.
get paid?
We visited we've did a bunch of hospital visits for kids especially.
Yeah, you have a large audience.
Yeah, and we've done
Younger
we
audience.
did something for the American Lung Association earlier
Well,
this year, and we've done
Last
you
night
know,
was for
right.
benefit for a cause in Monroe, Michigan. They call it the prom. Every year around the prom for the kids around that age who are going to the prom, they have this big push to don't drink and drive. So it was for that foundation. It's like the second time we've done that. So
And that would be good advice to give our audience as well.
right, do not drink and drive.
I don't even think people should drive. Period.
Exactly. The whole driving thing, I've never approved of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're going to drink, I would say only drink top shelf stuff.
Sure.
You don't want to drink any of that kind of bad quality
Yeah,
stuff.
and you get really bad
Feel it the
hangovers.
next day, it's
Yeah.
not great.
But let's face it, it's hard enough, especially for our fans out there that want to be performers, want to be in the performing arts, and are around that a lot.
Right.
And it makes it even harder to find a level of success. If you just a little bit on the serious side now, you know. And
Actually, that's funny. We have in our rider, it says that we're supposed to have in the dressing room a deli tray and a fruit bowl and all this other kind of stuff and like all kinds of specialties, and specifically says we're supposed to have 3 6-packs of microbrewery beer. But we're such not a traditional rock band that like come the end of the evening, there's like maybe we've had 1 beer out of the 4 of us. So
And that's
yeah, we're
the
actually
split
we ascribe to the that
have to
kind
watch
of
that
clean
next
living
one.
But
thing.
yeah, what is that thing? I just interviewed another band. They're like, yeah, there's always the beer is always there. You know, this whole beer.
We always make sure we have the beer there. We just never
Yeah.
drink it.
Well, that's good. I mean, it doesn't mean just because you're in rock and roll, just because you're a performer, that has to go along with
No.
you know, that's cool.
With us, it's not really a sex, drugs, rock and roll thing. It's more like milk,
Reading,
herbal
writing,
tea,
arithmetic.
Cookies, teddy
fresh
bears.
turkey, and cookies. Yeah.
Diapers.
Yeah.
Diapers.
I've always, just since I've been with Rockapella, we've had some stretches where we work a lot. I mean, we'll film the show and we'll be doing some commercial, we'll travel and do, so you get really tired. And that's the first time I've ever thought to myself, I can see how people can get caught up and they'll need some sort of like upper or something to like get you going and get you back up. But fortunately, we've never succumbed to the.
Well, it affects your voice. I mean, you know.
Oh yeah,
I
alcohol's
mean,
the worst.
not only that, not getting sleep. I think being on the road must be grueling. I mean, the first thing to go is the voice if you don't get enough sleep or you're up late around smoke or whatever.
True. But to tell you,
Come on, what is it?
Come on,
Ah,
Scott,
yes.
spit it
do a
out.
big ruse like tell you the truth, I'm pretty tanked up right.
I can smell it, man. I didn't want to say anything, but. So, what are Regis and Kathy like? You perform with a lot of.
Regis and Kathy were really nice to us. In fact, we got arguably our start was on the Regis Philbin show. We did 3 versions of Regis Philbin type shows. We did his cable show in like 1986, and then we did.
Oh yeah, there's life after.
Then we did the morning
New York
show,
Rock.
the morning show, which is Regis and Kathy Lee before it was called Live with Regis and Kathy Lee, and then we actually did Live with Regis and Kathy Lee. So they were instrumental in getting us some national exposure before we were doing anything else really.
That's excellent.
And celebrities we've met, who have we hung out with? Whoopi Goldberg was
Yeah,
really
give
nice
us
to
the
us.
scoop. Like
She
there
was
was
nice.
Sting was on your bio and Don
yeah.
Henley.
Oh yeah,
We
we
did a big
a
show with Billy Joel.
yeah, there
at
was
the
a benefit,
Garden.
right?
Nice
Benefit
guy.
for Walden Woods at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, right.
That
He
was
is a
what-
nice guy. Yeah,
Oh man,
on the
really,
record.
he's a good guy. And that. his
For the
wife-
longest time.
Yeah, is that what we sang? Yeah, we
sang
sang
For
that
the
with
Longest
him.
Time,
Yeah,
right.
we sang that with him on stage. That was fun. I mean, it was huge. You know,
That must have
Billy
been a
Joel,
blast.
It was incredible. And Sting performed. He was our opening act that night. You know. And then Don Henley. So
But then you guys, he was going on too long, so you had to unplug him.
no lights.
I was like, Sting, will you get the hell off the stage?
Yeah, yellow vest.
Sting, finish up,
Hey,
all
can,
right?
can we tell that Sting story?
Please do. I want dirt.
I need
Ready for some dirt.
You know,
This is dirt.
if this wasn't 5 o'clock now, we could tell you the best story you've ever heard about Sting. It's amazing. No, we can't really tell
We
it.
can't? Oh, I think I know.
I might get sued.
I think I heard this one. It said something about him in a strip club.
It has to do with Sting in a strip club, yes.
And
Oh, so I know about it. There's someone else. So
Sting
you can
in a
talk.
strip club in somebody's right hand.
Oh, okay. That's a good one.
Three-word
God.
phrase that starts with the word whack.
Oh,
You were also on the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. I mean, you guys have been around.
yeah, actually, Jay Leno was.
was it Jay Leno?
He
Sorry.
was really nice to us also.
He
In
was
fact,
very nice.
the only people who ever really totally dissed us, Montel Williams.
Oh.
Okay,
Really?
Montel. Oh yeah, everyone was always been nice except for Montel Williams. But it wasn't. I think it's because he didn't know who we were. He was in an airport, and I've always liked Montel Williams. I'm a fan of all those daytime talk shows. And I went up to him, and I didn't introduce myself as Sean from Rockapella. I just said, "Hey, can I get a picture with you and some other people I'm with?" I thought it would be nice to put in the Rockapella fan club newsletter a picture of us with Montel Williams. And he was like, "Hey man, I'm on vacation. Leave me alone."
Hey, man,
You know. So I was
we
like,
were all there,
"Okay."
that's it. Well,
So
if we
af-
ever get the chance,
Yeah.
we're gonna diss you.
He's going down. He's going down. Rockapella, we will single-handedly take down.
Rockapella
That's what you're killing our
disses the entertainment industry. You heard it here live on New York, New Rock.
We'll go.
So, is it safe to say that you guys are a household name? Would it be safe to say Rockapella is an American household name? Have you been in People magazine yet?
No.
No.
Why
But
not?
in
My
10
friend Mary works for People magazine. We'll see about that.
Yeah.
Entertainment Weekly.
I think it's safe to say that in 10 million, in at least 10 million homes, we're a household name because that's how many people watch Carmen San Diego.
That's a lot
So
of
let's
people.
figure. Okay, so figure in 15 million homes in America were household names. That's about as much as like, who?
Barney.
Barney. Yeah. Yeah, I would say right. Barney.
No kidding, I wish.
Hey, Jason,
Barney
you want to
Fife.
start a show? The
Yeah.
Ivy and Jace show?
Yeah, sure.
There you go.
That'd be fun. Can you tell me your favorite on-the-road experiences or favorite? I mean, you must
got
have
a
some
good one.
wild
Okay.
Something
ones
just
from
popped
Japan.
into my head.
I got a good one from
Go
Japan.
ahead.
It takes a long time to get from the airport to Tokyo. And
About an hour,
back.
right? Mm.
Actually, more than that, I think. Like an hour and a half,
Yeah.
hour 45.
Oh, this is a good one.
And we were going back
Yeah, I love this.
from Tokyo to the airport.
Narita.
Yes, Narita, very good. And we were traveling with we had a vocal percussionist before Jeff Thatcher named Kenny X, who was a fine, he rocked. He was great. He was Muslim,
but he was great. And it was Sean. So Sean, a lot, when we're traveling on the road, you'll hear every an hour or so. When can we stop? Got to go to got to use the restroom. But
Gotta go to the loo.
Yeah,
we
it's
gotta go to the
drain the lizard thing.
Yeah.
Sure.
Can somebody find a bush?
Bleed the lizard.
Well, drain the main vein.
Drain the main vein. Sure. Yeah.
So so we were really late. I mean, our flight was like at 4, and so I just remember Sean taking, I think, Kenny X's apple juice carton and going over like on the edge of the van and peeing it.
Oh my
It was
God.
an emergency. There was an urgency to doing it because
He said it.
we were
on
gonna-
like
we
a
were-
post in the airport.
we were gonna-
where people like walk by.
we were gonna miss the
Well, it's
flight.
convenient.
If we had
I mean,
stopped,
you know.
we were in traffic. If we had stopped, we would have missed the flight, and I had to go really badly. And so, what can you do?
That was scary.
Look, that's why I have penis envy, because you can do things like that. I mean, if you're a woman, I mean, what are you gonna,
You could have done
adult
it.
depend on the
You
road?
just would have had to have gotten into you just would have had to have gotten get to a more contorted position to do it. But other than that, you could have done it.
Oh my God, you guys lead a really exciting life.
That's the best.
You know?
You have a cookie lady, don't you? Somebody who bakes cookies on every stop.
Oh God.
Oh yeah. Our fans. It's
Last night, man.
other bands probably they get like huge packages.
Like
of-
panties.
yeah, panties and like big packs of drugs. We get cookies, every kind of cookie, and
Yeah.
condiments.
Gotta love
Like
that.
today I got
Yeah,
like
great fan.
cherry mango chutney. A fan gave me.
Man, that sounds great.
Yeah.
Homemade. Well, you
Present.
be a little careful with that stuff. I mean, it could be laced with something. You could be getting some wild
True.
stuff and not even know about it.
Yeah.
Well, what are your favorite venues that you've played? Any here in
Favorite
the
venues. That would be Madison Square Garden.
That was a good
Oh,
one.
well, of course, you can't top
That's a
that.
good
Right?
one. We've had
That was a Billy Joel
we drew
right.
benefit.
we drew 5,000 people in Orem, Utah. 5,000 people
Outdoors.
actually came to see Rockapella, which was nice because normally we play at places that are between 1 and 2,000, but 5,000 people in Utah came to see us. That was exciting.
Where we'd never been.
Utah's
Yeah.
beautiful.
It was an outdoor concert. It was pretty. That was fun. Japan is fun. The clubs there that we play, those are memorable. The bottom line is fun. In
And
fact, we did the
Tomorrow night at the Bottom Line.
Yes, tomorrow night.
Now,
at
are
the
you
Bottom
sold
Line.
out tomorrow night?
I don't know.
Can I
we-
get a ticket?
Yeah, no, I think there's some tickets available. Yeah,
So
there are
pe-
because they sell the seats, but then they sell some other. They always hold back some seats. So
So people show
we're
up
doing 2
tomorrow
shows.
night.
yeah, 2 shows. That's tomorrow
How
night
can
at
they
the
get
Bottom
in?
Line. Yeah, the Bottom Line's at 4th Street and Mercer, in the heart of beautiful village of Manhattan.
They should call first.
Yeah, I think it's 2286-300. But just show up. Show up. I think there'll always be some seats available. And we're doing shows at 7:30 and at 10 o'clock.
There might be seats available. Last time I went to see
Be
you,
there,
there
or we'll
weren't.
hunt you. Be there, or we'll hunt you down and kill you like
There
a
was
dog.
madness.
How hunt you down?
Well, I think I'm going to wrap things up. Is there anything else you might like to say to your fans out there? Because you have a lot of New York City fans, big fans.
Well, our goal right now is to make an American album, and to
The future of Rockapella here.
yes,
we're
the
getting into.
future of Rockapella is now our goal right now is to release an album in America. So whether it be through ourselves and independent distribution, or whether it's a real deal, we'll see. But hopefully soon there'll be something out from us. So we're trying to hone what that's going to be, and
Hopefully in the coming year.
yeah, and yeah, definitely in this coming year. there'll be
That makes
something out
sense because there's lots of people out there that want your albums.
there. Thank you. I hope so.
Definitely.
We have a fan club, too.
All right. Well, you're the guy with
But
the addresses and the
I gotta
numbers.
get that. I gotta get that thing. Sorry.
Go get that thing.
I gotta get the
Don't
card.
bring back any surprises.
So what do you want to talk about? I missed you already.
There's just this empty hole, this empty space in my heart since you left, Sean. I don't know. Oh, there you are.
Can you zoom in on
There
that?
they are.
See that fan club address?
That would be the Rockapella Fan Club, P.O. Box 679, Branford, Branford, Connecticut, 06405, USA. You heard it here first, live, New York, New Rock. Yeah, I stopped talking now, Sean.
Oh,
Thank you
sorry.
very much. I'd like you guys to do a station ID for us.
You got it.
And gosh, maybe we could turn off the camera for a minute and you could do something musical in harmony. Would that be like way
Certainly.
too corny? Can you come up with
No,
something?
yeah, no problem.
Or can you come up with something on the spot? That would be excellent.
What do you want us to
Jason,
say?
you're a drummer. Okay.
What do you want us to say?
Okay, we are Rockapella. That might
Okay.
be- and you are listening to New York, New Rock.
New York.
You are watching.
New York,
Yes.
New Rock.
Watching and listening. Or make something else up.
Or I can, well,
Anytime
I can do like I can do like a maybe what if like the three of us did like a beatbox thing? Oh no, I do like beatbox music
All right.
now, so you do
Well, if you
beatbox
want to give
and
us
I
a minute
announce
to come up with this.
Okay.
it. This is-
Yeah.
I'm Sean. I'm
Hey, I'm
Scott,
Scott.
and we're from Rockapella.
That's right.
Oh, that key. Okay, sorry. New York, New Rock.
Oh, that short
okay.
one
I
like
love
that?
that. That was great. That's our new theme song.
Bop and shoo bop, New York, New Rock. Bop and shoo bop, new. It was like that.
Should we do longer? How long you want?
Yeah, do it longer. That's great.
Milk
Milk it. And introduce yourself
New York,
again.
New Rock. Like that.
Milk it.
Let's do the whole chord thing.
Like last night. New York, New Rock. New York, New Rock. Like that?
Excellent.
Okay.
Want to try it?
Yeah, okay.
That was really great. I can't, you guys read each other's minds. You just like start singing. It's
Yeah, right.
pretty incredible. Just
Okay.
it.
Hi, this is
Why
Sean.
don't you just hand it to him?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just keep it down.
This point.
Don't cover your face.
Okay.
Are you-
Hey, okay.
Hi,
I'm Sean,
I'm Scott.
and we're from the group Rockapella. New York, New Rock. New York, New Rock. Sorry, I didn't know where you were going. New York, New Rock.
Should I go up? I'll just go.
New York, New Rock. I think I have to stay with New York, New Rock. I think I have to stay.
Okay.
Take your time.
You can just-
We're not going anywhere. I want to thank them after.
Hey, I'm Sean,
I am Scott.
and we're from the vocal group Rockapella. New York, New Rock. Way bop, New York, New Rock. New York, New Rock. New York, New Rock.
You heard it here on New York, New Rock. Rockapella, thank you so much for joining us.
We don't need those other guys.
We've been wanting,
We
like,
don't need no
We're an act.
stinking-
Yeah.
We don't need those stinking other
hey, who
men.
needs, like, Baby Let Me Bang You Back when we have this?
That's right.
This is our new theme song.
But that's
Sean,
pretty cool when
thank
she
you
does it. All right.
so much. Yeah, when she does what?
She, you
I
know what
you're
she
singing.
does.
What does she do? Oh, when she, oh.
Yeah.
On this show, on this
Scott,
show,
thanks so
everyone
much for
sings
joining
Bang Your
us.
Lives.
I know.
Appreciate it.
Well, if truly,
Just,
if
just
we
an idea.
Thank
If
you,
we-
Jason. What?
Jason Spingarn.
Jason Spingarn.
You are correct.
Thank you for joining
Yes.
us, Jason. Come again.
Okay.
Often.
Where?
Do a little outro now.
You heard it here on New York, New Rock. We've just interviewed the band Rockapella. Please go see them tomorrow night, March 25th, at the Bottom Line. Don't miss them. Bye, everybody. Peace.